You will be happy. You will find happiness. And you deserve to be happy. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of A Day in the Studio, the series where I talk about everything behind the scenes regarding my music. And in today's episode, we're going to break down the lyrics of my new single, which is on all streaming platforms right now. If you haven't listened to it, I recommend going to the link in the description, clicking that, listening to the song first, because I'm going to spoil everything about this song. All spoilers. But if you have listened to the song and you're ready to go, let's just jump into it. Let's get this started. So first, let's talk about writing the song in general. I started this song late 2018 at a time where I was very unhappy working the job I was. And it wasn't the job itself. The job was great. The people were amazing. But I felt super unfulfilled in where I was in life. I just graduated college a couple months ago, and I was in this place where I was like, I just don't feel like I'm moving forward. I don't feel like I'm progressing. And I felt super unhappy. So when I started writing the song, the feeling stemmed from that feeling of just not feeling fulfilled, but it progressed rapidly to what the song became. As I started writing more and more, the questions started arising of just overall in my life, why have I felt so unhappy for so long? I've had good things happen to me. I've had great opportunities, but deep down I just felt unhappy, and it became a question, like I said, it became a question of why. So as I started writing more and more, I started to really look at different points in my life that truly affected me in my core, played a huge part into my mental health, depression, anxiety, and tried to explain it as if I was explaining this to another person, how could I tell them why I don't feel love, why I don't feel happiness, why I don't feel really anything besides this pit of sadness in my heart, which takes us to the first verse actually. I'm missing your smile, laughter and made. I'm missing the energy, joy that I bring, love that I gave you. And I bet you're wondering if everything's okay, but you know that it's not, and you know that I'm not. Yeah. That entire first verse, like I said, I was writing the song looking at different aspects of my life and trying to answer the question of why do I feel unhappy, what has really caused my mental illnesses the way and everything like that. But I needed to be in a perspective in a current situation, which was my relationship with my fiance. There are certain points in our relationship where I really questioned every feeling I had, whether I was in love, whether I felt love, whether I was okay, whether we were okay. So I took, that real life element and put it into the song as me sitting down with her and trying to explain or start to explain, try to find the words of what maybe could be going on. You know, the line, you're missing my smile, the laughter I made, it's kind of saying these things were there before. There was a time when we first started dating, I felt happy, I was laughing, everything felt fine, but out of nowhere, that's disappeared. And I know it's something that you're realizing too. And I bet you're asking yourself, is he okay? And it's a question and an answer that we both know the answer to. So, yeah. There's something wrong with me, I can't feel what you're feeling, but it's all good. I'm struggling to breathe, my mind's not still, but I'll be alright. And you'll be alright, and we'll be alright, as long as you're happy, 'cause I can't be. Oh. So one of the key elements of this song that I really wanted to touch on, and I did in this pre-chorus, was this feeling of not being able to feel happiness. It's something that's super common in the mental health community. Not just a feeling of happiness, but really anything. We get stuck in this constant cycle of falling into depression, falling lower, falling lower, falling lower, getting out of it again, and then falling back down again. So it's super hard to, even if we come out of it, it's like we're just gonna fall back into it again. So what's kind of the point? This is it. This is just the kind of forever that I'm in. So this entire pre-chorus is centered around a struggle of mine, which was living through the happiness of others. I would live through friends, family, significant others, and rather than putting value in my own happiness and in myself, I would put it in everyone else's. If I could make someone else happy, it would make me feel a little bit better. So with this pre-chorus, the whole thing is centered around that as long as you're happy, we'll be okay, because I'll be okay as long as you're okay, which doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. You need two people in the right mindset to really be okay for the relationship to thrive. But it was the way I handled life. It was the way I went through things. I like I said, I put value in everyone else's happiness rather than my own. And with the first part of the pre-chorus saying, "There's something wrong with me. I can't feel what you're feeling, but it's all good." It kind of plays into that too. It's just really reiterating that I'm still trying to find the words to kind of describe what's going on. But regardless of what exactly it is, as long as you're happy, I'll be okay. Happy, oh happy, oh happy, oh the pain and the hurt and the guilt, not being happy, oh happy, oh happy, oh something I can't feel. So the line, "Can I be happy without the pain and the hurt and the guilt of not being happy?" I love that freaking line. I remember writing it and I sent it to one of my friends and I was like, "Does this make sense? Like, can you understand what I'm trying to say here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I get it." And basically, it's that cycle I talked about earlier. It's asking ourselves, can I even be happy? Because for so long, I haven't been happy. For so long, I've been in this darkness. For so long, I felt trapped. And then I feel guilty for not being happy. I feel guilty for struggling the way I have because inadvertently I've hurt other people along the way. Once I wrote that lyric, I really had everything else, and everything else kind of set in place in terms of story. You see, my happiness comes with the pain of losing all I know. I leave behind my damn soul. You see, my happiness comes with the pain of losing my home. And pain him 6 feet below me, but it goes deep. These bad dreams or broken reality that's carved its lies into my skin, but I try to realize that I could be more than just a disease, but can I be? So starting off the lyric, "Losing all I know, leave behind my damn soul," that refers to me moving sophomore year of high school to North Carolina. I've talked about this in other videos, but to kind of give you the rundown of it all, at the time of moving, I was super shy, I was super insecure. I started school. I feel like this random rumor started about me because I remember walking down the hall and this girl pointing at me like, "That's that guy." And it's like, what guy? What did I do? So from the start, I felt like I was being bullied without knowing who was bullying me. It didn't really play well to my mental health. And I feel like it was really the start of my battle with depression because I felt alone. So that lyric of "leaving behind my damn soul," it was like me leaving the person that I was and leaving empty and not knowing who I am anymore, which then led into all these other things popping up, which the next lyric talking about losing my home and burying 6 feet below me, that's me talking about my dad, who passed away when I was 8 or 9, I believe. And I know it was like first or second grade. I remember that much. But talking about him has always been hard. Normally, if someone brought him up, it always resulted in me in getting angry and closing myself off because it was something I never truly coped with. I never coped with his loss. So those two things together played a really big role in me losing my sense of self, losing my sense of happiness, overall falling into depression and dealing with anxiety. And there's more and more things that play into that. There's more to that story. But in this song, I just highlight those two things. And then, continue on talking about how deep this goes, which I just said, there's more to it. And broken reality, that's something I've always called it that, but writing this song, I related my headspace to a broken reality, because I think one of the things as a symptom of dealing with mental health and depression is sometimes memory loss. And sometimes you can't truly remember how things actually happened. You only remember how it's portrayed in your head, which is very strange, I know, but that's definitely how it works in my head. There's some things that I remember, but I remember how it portrayed it to me and how my head told me how it happened, not actually how it happened. So it's this broken reality that carves its lies into my skin, which, trigger warning, I'm going to say that before I say this, goes into me self-harming, which I've done in the past, continues to happen sometimes now. But in the end of it all, I wanted to end it on a note that I know that despite this mental illness, despite this disease, it's not forever. It's not the only reality that I'll know, because the amount of times that I've battled depression and the amount of times I fell to it is also the same amount of times I've bounced back from it. It's something that has changed with me over the years, is that when I have these kind of days, I know I will make it back out of it again because I've done it before. But in the case of this song, I try to realize that I can be more than just this disease. But as to the theme of the song and that cycle of rising and falling and rising and falling and feeling like you're never going to stand that rise, that question comes back. But can I be happy? And then that goes back to talking to this person that I'm talking to and asking myself and asking them, asking the world, can I be happy without the pain and the hurt and the guilt of not being happy? Which then goes to the final line of the song, which is just the repeated pre-chorus of just explaining to this person again that I don't know what's going on. I don't know 100% what it is that I'm feeling. But as long as you're happy, I'll be happy. And we'll be alright. Alright guys, that's it for this breakdown of Happy. Next week I'm going to go break down the making of Happy, kind of my thought process of making the song and everything like that. My final message before I end this video is that if you watch this video and you are struggling in some kind of way, whether that be with your mental health or anything, know you're going to make it through it. Know that this thing that's going on right now, or this feeling that you're feeling, is not your forever. You will come out of it, and you will find that happiness. You will find that love. You will find that joy that has escaped you for so long, and you will be happy. You will find happiness, and you deserve to be happy. That's it for this video. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Keep streaming Happy, keep playing Happy, keep sharing Happy to your friends, and I'll see you guys later. I'm JB Ryans. I love you guys. Peace!